Okay, the live stream should be starting up soon. Please give me a moment to make sure everything's set on up. That'll probably be a good idea for me actually pull up the windows. Oh boy, I got a lot of tabs open. Closing these out. Flag stuff. Sorry, I'm a little bit unprepared today. I feel like it's been happening lately. Going. Oh, got another subscriber. One by one. I'll eventually get to 1,000. YouTube thumbnails up to date. Twitch is going. Oh, whoops. I just realized something as well. I forgot to update settings for Rumble. And I go. Okay, now Rumble should be coming online. Started streaming. Yep, Twitter is going. Perfect. Very good. See if Rumble's long. Rumble's going good. Perfect. And let me check my other computer. Yep, looks like Twitch is going good, Rumble seems going good, Twitter's going good, and YouTube's going good. So I think everything is going good. So let's go get started. I got a handful of replays. I do also have somebody submitted a bunch of replays to me. So let's go and cast one of those first. This was one of them here. Wait, 3v1? Pool party? I just want to make sure it's not fighting against AI. Actually, it's not AI. Wait, is it really a 3v? Is that FFA? Well, let's take a look. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Relic 3 replay. Small on the bottom right side as the Yellow Empire, we have Von Z. Small on the bottom top right side as the Orange Soviets, we have Devourer 23. Small on the left side as the Green Soviets, we have Ghost 89 Simon. And as the Cyan Allies, we have Mokoloa Mokoloa UA. Oh, Mokoloa UA, Mokoloa UA. Now I can read that better. We got a quick recon run there. That's actually less common there. And it is a 2v2, I believe. Got Crusher Crane here. Do we have high credits? This replay was submitted to me. It is a 3v1. The replay was called a 3v1. I didn't believe it, but it is actually a 3v1. Okay. Remind me not to, when I make the title proper, that actually did post a, say, 3v1. Brings on the back line. He's just pulling on some defenses here. Got a sentry gun here. This may be 3 lower ranked games versus somebody a bit more experienced. And then Pure Warrior does slice up one of the Peacekeepers. The other two do finish them off. We got now the Oral Dare claimed by Yellow, and got the Oral Dare claimed over here as well. So I have a 3 is a 3 noobs versus 1 more experienced player. Getting some good slices there onto these Peacekeepers. Don't see any shield micro. Even higher skilled players have trouble with shield micro sometimes. Besides the bonsai charge the Javelin Troopers now. Let's get 2 of them sliced up there. And now Wotik got the Peacekeeper there, getting some great hits there. Doing a good job engaging over here. And now we've got this Dojo Corps advancing on forward. Up north we got these conscripts getting sliced on up. clear out the garrison as well. Could perhaps get inside this garrison. That should be in range of the barracks. And now we do got a bear coming out. Does get a good roar there, but there should... Does slice that one. Does not get a mutual kill there. And he does... Roars do not work against bonsai charged ones there. And we've got a lot of bears being cleaned on up. And this bear will go ahead and overwhelm these Imperial Warriors. Yellow's now advancing forward with these Dojo cores. We've got the Sentry Gun here. The Sentry Gun's going to be very effective versus these Dojo cores. We've got this one on patrol move in front of the boot camp there to crush anything that advances forward. Vindicator's coming back from bomb room. I don't know what they bombed. Not a good idea to hit Ore Collectors. And I think he's went for the recon run first because the other two players are Soviets, so he doesn't have a third bomb. So it'll take more than 5 Vindicators to take out a Ore Collector. Do not bomb Ore Collectors unless you have 5 of them. At that point in time, you might as well just bomb the refinery. Now some of these Vindicators are going to be gunned on down. One bomb's raining down. Imperial Warriors do take 2 bombs. And this boot camp or barracks will slowly going down. Conscripts are not pulling out Molotovs at the moment, and nor are the conscripts being focused down. Yellow's probably focusing his micro over here. We got now another Sentry Gun being pulling up by green. They will start gunning down some of the infantry forces. You need to save these tank busters. Tank busters do get some assaulted by the Legion with the sickles. Yellow's now being pushed back in this area. And Yellow has claimed another oil derrick. The only green has an oil derrick that's not yellow. He has been down here. 3 oil derricks and a refinery. That's good economy. The other players only have... Actually, Sign only has 1 refinery at the moment. Orange has his 2 refineries. Green has his 2 refineries. And he does get a kill there on that sickle as well, trying to be near this allied airfield to get repairs. I'm sure these gears can only have 1 guy on the inside. This one's not set to aggressive stance. And he's not building up walls there either. And he's just doing a burst drone after burst drone on those sickles. Looks like it will take 3 because it's not quick enough to get the second one on. You now have a Sting right here pushing onto the refinery line. More bombs into that Ore Collector. Still not a good idea to bomb Ore Collector. And this refinery does go down, so Sign may be dead in the water now. There we go. Now it's starting to focus this one. And he... Can Flea Jump dodge burst drone explosions? I don't know. This is Dojo's not being gunned on down. Sign's now trying to back out north. He just needs to perhaps just maybe go out to sea or go out over here, sell off his infrastructure, whatever he has, try to get out a refinery. And now Green does clear out the garrison there. Ore's now advancing down south. And this Fortress Wall is receiving a bit of fire there. Up north, we got a nice harassment down the Ore Collector. Sentry Gun trying to go on up. Let's get the Sentry Gun. He needs to get a dispenser out as well. And no walls onto Green's refinery line as well. But I suppose you don't really need it, because of the, I guess Mechatankus can of course jump down on top of him, but of course will help prevent him from being pursued. This Ore Collector has not been taxed on the line. Sickle's now engaging. The Crusher Crane of course will keep this Ore Collector nice and healthy. Do we see Honorable Discharge? We do see Honorable Discharge there. There was a Terror Drone on the inside. And he is going for a Surgical Strike there, getting a good hit there. No, I'm fine with seeing unusual protocols. We do have this oil derrick now claim. Blue is going to be, it looks like pretty far away from getting out a ore refinery. Now Green's advancing forward with a good number of sickles and Terror Drone. Trying to get inside this garrison. Does stop them from getting inside that garrison, at least one of them. The other one's getting gunned down the hole. This one does get inside this garrison. Full defense drone does come on out. He's getting some great focus fire there, and Green sickles are being forced back. They need some hammer tanks. Orange has claimed this oil derrick as well, so Yellow still has this initial one. And now do got a Docks Corps being put on the field. Does gun down some of these Imperial Warriors. Another recon run. And the Docks Corps is now being hit a little bit. Green just might as well just expand down south here because Cyan's not going to get it pulled out anytime soon. In fact, none. No, Orange Orange does have expansion here. Green's not gone for expansion, going for another Tesla coil this time. And Zordrak will be killed off by Cyan, but these peacekeepers will go down when they blow up that oil derrick. Up north, we do have a Chopper VX here. He's trying to focus down the Tesla coil before it goes on up. He might maybe I just siege down this refinery entirely. Does get the Tesla coil there. Orange now advances forward with some conscripts. Not a massive threat. We've got another Striker VX here. He can, of course, transform and slowly take out those conscripts. And it looks like he sold off the refinery there. Massive wave of sickles being pulled on the field. The Striker VXs can easily deal with them, but this does take a bit of time. Cyan's still pretty far. He may just want to sell off the wall segments and the power plant. And Striker VXs will clean out that garrison. I hear the sickle, or no, Molotovs ready on in. Now it's going to start gunning down these infantry forces. Orange now trying to advance down south with this force. Some of these point defense drones do go down. And they will need to be refreshed. They don't last forever. There we go. You got the points of defense drones deployed on the field. This guy missed out. And we do have a dog out in the sea. Does spot the expansion. Right now, the yellow has 4 refineries. Another recon run. Green has expansion up here, deployed up by Sputnik. He did not sell the Sputnik just yet. And now there's Imperial Doctor seeing a bit of fire there. Got a handful of bullfrogs here. He needs some tsunami tanks. Was just going to be forced to go on in. He's going to draw fire with the Mecha Tanks first. He's going to focus down the hammer tanks first. No, he's going for the bullfrogs now. Reverse moves out of there and transforms away. Does see some fire from the sickles. Decides going to just charge on in, trying to focus on the bullfrogs on the ground. And now the Orcrypta does get snared by a terror drone. He's got the one bullfrogs there, using the jet tangos or mecha tangos engage. And with that bullfrogs down, is able to overwhelm the rest of the bullfrogs. Losing one is very critical, and now the rest of these ground forces being cleaned on up. Or Collector is still at full health. May just be able to transform and kill it off. And now we've got some more bullfrogs from on the field. Striker VX is trying to back on off and decides to walk away rather than try to fly away. War Collector has been freed. And Cyan now has expansion, so Cyan will slowly crawl his way back in this game. I think he's going for another extension point, which is not a half bad idea. Got a big wave of sickles on being applied field. No. Oh, we do got a pair of tsunami tanks, as well as a good number of tank busters. Jet Tengus, or Mecha Tengus, engaging this oil derrick at range. Yellow has lost his, of course. And now I do have the infrastructure for Cyan starting to go on down. He has deployed this power plant before that power plant, or not power plant, refinery before the power plant went down. And Orange decides to sell that weapon as well, which is probably a good idea. Got 2 fully heroic Chopper VXs. Tsunami tanks now advancing over here. Too many sickles. I'm not sure how many sickles it takes to take out a tsunami tank, but that should be enough. And now I do got a flak tower being plotted up by Green, trying to protect blue space. Got these walls trying to go on up, but he is in the minimum range. Let's see what toxic corrosion. Green's starting to get overran right now. And we only have 10 point defense drones right now for yellow. Cyan has, of course, the surgical strike and the recon run. Inkbusters gains some great damage there onto that MCV. Sickle's now being forced on back. Cyan has deployed out a C point there, and now trying to escape out to C. He will likely lose the MCV, and the C port's not far enough out to C, so he can't actually be gunned down. Plus, these are tsunami tanks, so they can make their way out to C. Cyan's looks like power getting knocked out of the game, not doing anything just yet. Does have expansion point there. Does fleet jump right there, but failed to take out those tank busters. Got these tank busters slowly advancing on forward. And now got these non-tanks charging forward. Does take out the hammer tank as well. Got these bullfrogs charging forward, which is not good for orange. Now this heroic deck will go down. Do not have this heroic non-tank. Does use Nanoflector there, receiving some fire. Nanoflector will keep it alive, plus the heroic status as well. Honorable Discharge getting some damage over there. Does get an extra gun on one of these tsunami or hammer tanks. And now got two fully heroic hammer tanks. He's going to clean up the bullfrogs first, allow his air forces to make their way on in. And now all the bullfrogs are down. His chopper VXs can advance forward in this region. I see the three of them moving forward. One of them, or two of them, are heroic. So a couple of these hammer tanks are heroic. Guys has two dual-wielding ones as well. You got a line of bullfrogs here. He probably should have focused on the hammer tanks. He probably could have won that. And now I've got the seaport under siege. And they think us will take out that infrastructure. Poseidon just needs to back out of the game now. He only has a single ore refinery here, and he needs to perhaps just give his teammates all of his infrastructure and money. Now got three heroic tank busters right there. You got another refinery. Yeah, I was getting a lot of refinery up and going. Green right now has two crusher cranes. Budnik there. Where's Green's MCV? Did he sell off his MCV? I think Green may have sold off his MCV, and now looks like Simon will be fully knocked out of the game, giving all this money to nobody. You can see 6,000 there. Now he's out of the game, and these other Soviet players did not get it. Why is this one having 20,000 credits? As Tank Depot, this is the orange one? Has he lost his MCV? I'm not sure which Soviet player this is. He's building nothing out of his war factory. He has two build queues, so that may be Green. Orange not getting out Battle Lab. His MCV is right there, so I believe this Green has far too many credits. He needs to be doing everything. Now he's charging forward. Is he just AFK?
Black Trooper doing my
I think Green maybe just AFK now. He's not responding to any of these forces. Snom takes advancing forward. Orange trying to pull out some heavy weapons. And now getting some flak troops inside that garrison, which is a good defense position against the Snom tanks, as well as the Striker VXs. Tank is not going pushing way forward, really uncontested. Orange not coming over here to spawn, and Green does back up the game now, so that will give Orange a massive amount of credits. 27,000 credits. And he's building up flak troopers. He needs to start building out all these vehicles, but also grayed out, like if he can't actually build them. Is there some sort of bug right there? Like, they're just grayed out, because you can see here, I suppose they're just all grayed out. That's just maybe a bug in the replay system. But with that many thousands of credits, you should just start queuing up hundreds of units, literally. Striker VX is advancing on forward, so now I'm taking pushing way forward as well. Naval expansion could go down. And now I've got these Imperial Warriors clearing out the garrisons now filled with flak troopers, and now got a good anti-infantry set of garrisons here, able to take out all the fresh flak troopers. We do have some V4s now being put on the field. He has some hammer tanks here, two of them fully heroic. Such a gun getting some great damage there, but getting focused down, knock out the Emperor's Rage there. Also Warheads getting some great damage there, taking out a good number of those forces. Oh, Toxic Corrosion there was. Good use of those abilities there. Very, very nice. We will lose the MCV. He does not have a Crusher Crane now. Here comes the Striker VXs taking out the War Factory now. And with the MCV down, I don't see a Crusher Crane on the field, and now he will be knocked out of the game now. There's a couple Flak Troopers heading up there, but that simply will not be enough. And Orange is back at the game now. The Super Actor take out those Chopper VXs. But either way, it's Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. That was a very unusual replay. It was clear that one person knew what he was doing, and the other players didn't really know what they were doing. There goes that one. And let's go ahead and do this one here. Let's go for Magmageddon. Greetings everyone, Angrade here with another Relic 3 replay. Spawn on the top left side as the Orange Empire, we have Jackal. Spawn on the left side as the Red Allies, we have Convic. Spawn on the bottom left side as the Blue Allies, we have as the Yellow Empire, we have Nizin. As the Cyan Allies, we have I Crush You, and as the Magenta Soviets, we have RA3 Latvia. I guess he's from Latvia. Could be mistaken about that. You got some doggos being pulled on the field. Over here, got dojos being pulled on out, as well as for some refinery. I'm gonna go for double dojo. Over here, we got the engineer. He has the tool schematics for that oil derrick. Up here, we do have a refinery, barracks, pulling out bears. I think the barracks came out. We got a Crusher Crane here. Crusher Crane? Okay, it looks like regular credits. I just want to hear if it was some sort of heightened credits. And Orange will capture that oil derrick there. Got some bears here. They can't be crushed by the sea. I got some more. Now let's dojo deploy on the field, trying to go for engineer now. We got a good number of peacekeepers here, and we do got the Soviet engineers trying to push his way forward. He's gonna have trouble versus the and he can't get crushed out of sea, but he's doing a good job warding him around. So the engineer now breached and claims it, and actually didn't even get out of the dinghy. We got a bunch of dogs right there, as well as a dog here. That's Science Dog scouting out the blue oil derrick. And now the Soviet MCV is eyeing for a bit of a turret push. His teammates are Allies and Empire, so only the Allied player can help him off multi-gun turrets. And the MCV is packed on up, so I'm not sure what the Soviet player is really eyeing. Going to see some aggression here. Here now the Javelin troops getting some pistol on the dojo core. Very nice. Red's MCV is over here. We do got multi-gun turret being queued on up, and we got mag mines and molotovs being thrown in that instant dojo. Now I got the Soviet MCV advancing forward. Can the MCV crush wall segments? Luckily it was crushing wall segments. If that's the case, he could try crushing the ore collector. Gotta go for a Tesla coil there. Have found the multi-gun turret there, and blue throws a multi-gun turret as well. And the Empire player is eyeing for a engineer there, but the bear does swipe and kill that engineer. We do now have a mecha bay deployed here. A lot of peacekeepers going for more barracks there. The barracks does go down. And now got the Tesla core there. Remember, he has also a crane here to help with a turret push. We do have a flak tower in front of you, and got massive crushers there onto those red infantry. You may want to pack up one more time, or deploy one more time, and then perhaps maybe eye to run away. The flak tower will go on up and will provide some good damage support in the region. You may want to go for barracks as well, just gonna engineer out. Multi-gun turret brought up by red once again, and now going for another flak tower as well. As a Royal focusing on the multi-gun turret there, the flak tower will go down. More multi-gun turrets being pulled on field. The Soviet MCV just needs to run away, has sustained quite a bit of damage, but should be able to escape out. Got a flak trooper there, could pull out his flak gun and put away the mines. Prospector receiving a bit of fire there, trying to sell out and get on the far side. And these javelin troops do go down to the peacekeepers. We got some dogs advancing on forward. Riptide can't not crush them. It does get a good bark there, getting both the peacekeepers there. And now this dog will be biting the rest of these forces. And thanks to heroic status, the javelin troop will not be able to kill in time. No, he was pretty close. We got Blue still has these multi-gun turrets. Well, here Red has sold off his, though they actually still won the front. And the Soviet MCV is even more fire there. He has a flak trooper in this region. Does well over right there. Bullfrog push way forward, and does not save the MCV. He does take out the Chopper VX there. Got some forces here deployed up by Cyan. Down south, do have I see a yellow. Oh, it's a burst drone. That's what I'm seeing on the mini map. And over here, we've got these Imperial Warriors. Yellow's advancing forward with a Yard mini, so there is elite, so it killed something off. And the ore refinery does go down there. Now I got these multi-gunner IFVs pushing on forward. We'll find the shotgun equipped one. These are equipped with javelin troops, I believe. I think these are double stack missiles, and if I'm not mistaken. Which doesn't, I don't really think increases the damage output. I think increases the burst damage, but not necessarily the total DPS. I could be mistaken about that. Those forces get crushed beneath their treads and not a boot. Is that better or worse? And that one defines a bigger tread, not the bigger boot. Bears advancing forward, as well as these hammer tanks. Bears do take out the javelin troop there and does stun the peacekeeper. Got a nice mixed force here advancing forward. Got a cryo shot in front field. Science not paying attention. Another cryo shot there, and Science does take out, freeze that hammer tank there. Does take out that javelin trooper inside that multi-gunner IFV. Now we got a multi-gunner turret on the field, as well as these multi-gunner IFV starting to go down. We got now the flak battery there. Not flak, but some sort of like, I'm not sure what that weapon actually is. It looks like flak, but it's not flak. Because the flak guns from the bullfrogs is something different. The Army mini-subs using File Forge there. And now we've got Red's guarding tanks now being siphoned on down. We got multiple multi-gunners deployed on the field. These hammer tanks are skirmishing around. This one needs some extra health, but will go down to the Guardian tank. Aerodrome, however, popped on out. And we've got a bomb there on the hammer tank. Prospector does run away from the Terror drone already. It does get a nice little bite there. Could try crushing that javelin troop there. Does crush the javelin troop there, going for the Imperial Warriors. Does get a nice split there. Does crush one of them. And the Prospector will stop that advance forward. And the Terror drone does go down. Does advance forward. They have a Naginata cruiser. But the Naginata cruiser does go down. Got another Naginata cruiser now being deployed on field. And Cyan has a sizable army here and has a good amount of polos on the field. He's eyeing for mostly air superiority in order to keep his pyrocopters alive. Got these hammer tanks now advancing down south, trying to link up with Cyan's force. Cyan doesn't only have a handful of guardian tanks, so having these hammer tanks support him would be quite nice. Red's now advancing forward of a small force here. Will get some damage on the Apollos. It does shrink and snare that one. Well, likely will go down there. Another guardian tank does get snared there. Trying to freeze down the motor gun turret there. Does get the kill there. Cyan does sort of drive into a little bit, gets a small amount of chill effective. Got another cryo blast on the field. It's time for the opponents. Let's get a couple of those units frozen down. But listen, nothing here at the front of them. Try to bomb non-frozen units. And Guardian takes charging on forward. Trying to crush a lot of these infantry. Does get some good crushes on the infantry. Getting even more crushes on the infantry. Most of the infantry went down. At least half of it. Now Cyan and Purple is trying to advance on forward, or Magenta. More infantry being streamed on in, but it has a bad retreat deployment path there. Find a multi-gunner turret there. Now I got the dog getting a great bark there, and now I've got the Mega Tankus on in as well, getting some great honorable discharge. Got some extra guns onto some of these hammer tanks. This heroic one is dual wielding guns. Both of them heroic ones are dual wielding Guardian cannons and the primary cannon. Down south, we got the Naginata cruisers facing forward with the assault destroyers. Trying to get some good damage there. Does like the black hole armor there. You can use the wave torpedoes to get some great damage. The torpedo S type. Naginata cruisers are falling back. There's a large number of Riptides here, as well as the assault destroyers. We need some more Naginata cruisers. RPXs does find some shots there onto those Apollos. Chopper VXs flying about. And now I've got Athenas and a Mirage tanks now deployed on the field. As they make the shield generator there, blocking projectiles from those Vindicators. Another one goes up, trying to stop the Striker VXs from getting any additional damage there. And there's the Apollo's air support. Let's fall back nice and early. Sentry Bomber now being pulled, has been pulled on field. I-4 bomber run there appears not to be garrison of anything, though it's sort of hard to tell sometimes. Sentry bomber eyeing for this ore refinery. I don't know how many sentry bombers it takes. Oh, that's a Tanya. That was a para drop. Now these forces push my way forward. And you can't bark that one. Gets frozen there. Gotta leave the prospector. Tanya's now pushing way forward over here. We got the harassment there. Or's advancing forward, gets some great damage there. But now here comes Tanya coming around. This area is not fully walled off. Usually good idea when fighting against Soviets with terror drones, but now there's a Tanya doing the exact same thing. She's now elite. Now fully heroic. These forces trying to push it forward. Time belts, bad time for a time belt. And there's a cryoblast. So Tanya did some significant amount of damage there. Sentry Bomber may still be alive, and now Magenta has out some Apocalypse tanks. Trying to crush down, and does Harpoon right there. We got a massive force here. We got a Cryoblast on the field. Got two Shogun battleships. They can use ram maneuvers there. This Naginata cruiser does get chilled there. The Black Hole armor can make it very vulnerable to the S-type torpedoes. Yeah, overall just got good damage there. And there's a ram maneuver there. Crushes that one assault destroyer. Gets two assault destroyers there. And looks like the ram maneuver does not interrupt the charge of the Shogun battleship. Multiple assault destroyers went down to the Shogun battleships. Now got these Naginata cruisers advancing forward. It's great follows down the assault destroyer. Shogun battleship does go down there, and that assault destroyer almost goes down, trying to fall back, get some repairs. Maybe want to turn off Black Hole armor if you're trying to get repairs. Weapon jammers are pushing forward. He has 3 hydrofoils there for weapon jams. There's 3 of them. Bullfrog's now charging forward, trying to get some good damage there. So they're hitting the Jet Tengus first. Doing a good job of microing the Bullfrogs there, getting some great damage there. Does take out all those Striker VXs and saves that last Bullfrog there. Naginata cruisers advancing forward. This one without the Black Hole armor is still severely wounded. And will likely go down there. He could use another ram maneuver in this region. And now there is a multi-gun turret being pulled on field. Science advancing forward, receiving some flak fire. Orange does take out something there. And now this Naginata cruiser pushing pretty far in, and the Shogun battleship does go down. We got another Shogun battleship here, getting some damage onto these multi-gunner turrets. Now, Purple's Magenta's now advancing down south, has a good number of Apocalypse tanks, as well as a handful of Bullfrogs. One of them heroic, one of them's elite, or a veteran, and the veteran one is severely wounded. It may be a good idea. Go to that wounded one and siphon it with your elite hammer tank so you get that flak gun up and firing. On a much more durable platform, at least. Minican does go down, does not take out the Mega Bay there. Now got the Soul Destroyers advancing on forward. Over here got a sizable harassment to Yellow's refinery. They will take out that ore collector. Cryo getting out people in the field. There's a massive congestion there. I'm not sure if Cryo gonna take out freeze Apocalypse tanks. Looks like it doesn't freeze Apocalypse tanks there. Apocalypse tanks getting some great crushes there, trying to save these frozen units. Not hitting the frozen units at the moment. Got the Mirage tank here. Red is not taking those frozen units there, and now one of the Apocalypse tanks still go down. The Heroic Guardian tank does go down. We got a fully Heroic Terror Drone there. And the frozen units will be saved for now. You could potentially get, once again, there we go. Now all those forces have been saved. And there's a Harpoon there. Gotta be careful with the Harpoon. Let's take out the MCV either way. The Harpoon did a great job stunning. Now the wounded Apocalypse tank is fully heroic. Another Apocalypse tank severely wounded as well. Yellow space has mostly been cleaved through, has one ore refinery, all other structures down, and now the Shogun battleships are receiving some sorties. Blue has a significant amount of presence on the field, orange has a small presence in the field, and red is ever so shrinking. Red maybe just a completely knockout game. That's a boot camp there. We see refineries here, but I don't see any infrastructure left. Production infrastructure for red, so red's knocked out of the game. Reds need to go back out of the game to get balls resources to a teammate. Shogun battleship's trying to skirt around. Yellow's MCV is still alive, so even if he can't build anything because of not enough money, it's still a good idea to keep it alive so he can bring in his own protocol to support his teammates. Some great damage there. Red's almost completely knocked out of the game, and not back in the game there will result in him being defeated and not giving any resources to his teammates. Dedicator does get shot down there. Shogun battleship, Heroic 1, does get bombarded by those two heroic aircraft carriers. Does sell off that naval yard there. There's likely not enough money here. He's going for a power generator. Probably not enough money for a ore refinery. So that's an ore refinery over here, so he's making some income. And there's a great crushes there. It looks like he has grinder shred research. And I got a good number of Martians here, but the Science 2 heroic ones getting some excellent damage there. Those save one. Does take out the heroic containing cannon now. Blue's airfield starting to go on down. Blue's forces are pushing on forward. We got this Peacekeeper here as well, trying to get some good damage on these horses. And now the Apocalypse advance forward. The heroic ones nearly has been repaired quite significantly. The other Apocalypse now elite. There's a good amount of anti-aircraft forces here. And Blue's naval force may need to fall back to engage this ground force. He does have this refinery over here, so he's not completely dead in the water if he loses his infrastructure over here. He still has this refinery over here as well. You got now. Okay, looks like Yellow has enough credits for a refinery. A good idea to deploy out right there. Is that the Javelin troop there? Richard is now advanced forward. We do now have the level 3 satellite coming on in. Get some great damage there, even on top of the Assault Destroyer, who really activates his black hole armor. Of course, the research is based around the construction yard. Over here, Yellow's Tank Buster still getting some great work done. Some science bases starting going down. Assault Destroyer could go down as well.
Let's get out of here.
Starting to shrink down some of these forces.
Get that guy.
And now we do got this one. Wood, it was frozen for a moment. They'll shrink them down as well. Start shrinking down the other forces. A lot of these crowd coming down to these Apollos. He may just be going to run out of ammo, but now guys, own Apollos push way forward. Does not take it to Heroic 1. Now go pursuing these Apollos, but the return to base does give you a faster movement speed.
Flee these rough waters.
And he will go ahead and make his way back to the airfield and go get repaired on up and rearmed. Crocopter's trying to freeze down this aircraft carrier. One has gone down, this other one will go down shortly to a torpedo, or just a machine gun. We do have some Mirage tanks here, a very large number of Mirage tanks there with the amount of health bars there. It looks like it's just a bunch of rocks and trees, however. Apparently that's one of the types they can camouflage in, is a pile of different rocks. Interesting. Alright, getting out the point out right there. Let's freeze out a lot of this infrastructure there. It does clean that one up. Vindicators do go down. And blue does back in the game now, giving all the infrastructure to orange. Orange should have a lot of credits at the moment, I would assume. 10,000 credits, so he needs to start investing that. He has a Allied factory and a Empire factory, not a Soviet factory. Oh no, he's Empire, not Soviets.
No enemy.
VX, all systems green.
And now I do have this base will be cleaned on up. Orange does have a very good number of these Mirage tanks, so some of them just being pushed on forward and will be picked on off. Yellow has now 2 expansions, one here and one here. Still has the power plant in the barracks. And balloon bombs have been called on in by Yellow, I'm assuming. Does have King Oni here, as well as a good number of Mirage tank. He has a very, very large mixed force. These are hitting those Striker VXs. Mirage tank here trying to defend. Of course, you can't shatter units as with Mirage tanks. The Prism Cannon can't shatter. Now I got these King Oni getting picked apart by these tank busters. One of them does go down. The elite one will be going down shortly. And it looks like he's getting some good knockbacks there. Force has a significant force over here. Yellow Stars expansion. Refiner construction yards up here, going for a Mecha Bay Core and an instant dojo. While some pure warrior tank busters probably be a good idea. The side base here, it has been cleaned on up. There's a couple more structures down here though. I got a Dreadnought now on the field, getting some shore bombardment. And the Dreadnought does go down right there to the Wave Force Artillery, in which one's heroic, both of them are heroic actually. And now that Naval Yard does go down. We do got a bunch of Dolphins here, divided by Cyan, trying to clear this infrastructure out at sea. Got a good number of Kulu subs here, doing some great damage out at sea as well. They need to get some Stingrays to make its way onto land. Wave Force Tower being put on the field. It's been a long time since I've seen one of those. But Dolphins will spot it. Goes up now trying to focus on the Wave Force Tower. It does take a bit of time to actually get deployed on the field. I've got a pair of Naginata crews now put on the field. So these cool subs are very, very vetted. Wave Force Tower is still going up. It's a long time to actually get fully built. Wave Force Artillery Tower does go up, but he's low power. So it won't even get to see this fire shot, and with more power plants being destroyed, Unlocked Orange can go ahead and get that gun firing anytime soon. Striker VX is getting some good damage there on these Akula subs, forcing them back underwater. Akula subs being picked on off. And they knock out cruisers doing some great damage there as well, forcing these things to breach. And there's a lot of veterancy on these Striker VXs. Orange now being support of a massive army on the field. Got Toxic Corrosion there, gains pick out some of the infantry forces. Motor gun turret here will be overwhelmed. Magenta still has a base up here with 3 airfields for some odd reason. Does hit a super reactor there, does get some friendly splashes there, and now here comes Twin Blades. Magenta does back out of the game, getting all the infrastructure to Cyan, so Cyan now has these Twin Blades, getting some great damage there. But let's see, wasn't a big all units to move. Now Cyan versus Cyan and Yellow versus just Orange. Magenta could have no, Magenta doesn't have an Magenta had an MCV. See, Cyan was the allied player, which now that should allow him to pull out protocols. The Allied protocols are much stronger than Soviet protocols, so even though Soviets had more infrastructure, strategically the Allied player will find more benefit with the protocols. And now we do also have still a significant number of these Twin Blades out in the field, as well as a good number of MiGs for hitting those Striker VXs. Speaking of which, there's a whole bunch of them here. And if they find them over some terrain that they cannot transform, these things can be quickly picked on off. Cyan's now skirting around, trying to find another opportunity to engage. We'll spot all the Naginata cruisers. Naginata cruisers cannot engage up in the air. Does take it out, so no Sea Wings provide anti-aircraft escort. And the Striker VXs simply cannot go out onto land. It does use a crowd getting there, keeping the Striker VXs in the air, so that could have been a good idea for MiGs to advance up forward. And there we go, they do transform the ground now, and now the Twin Blades going to just finish off that refinery. It does run away now. Lower some of these Twin Blades will go down. Now we've got the jet tickets moving around to engage. The MiGs are not turning around to engage them. He has a good number of MiGs. I don't really know the exact map number of MiGs to Jet Tangus, but it looks like he did not really control them all too well. And now all of them go down, and the war refinery is still up and going. Got some Naginata cruisers hitting the Soviet infrastructure. But just sell off all this infrastructure, honestly. Orange still has all this expansion down south. He has a allied MCV there as well as the Empire MCV. And there's a lot of veterancy on these forces, that's for sure. Try to go over cap there. Good try. Cyan has some infrastructure here. Has not re-expanded out just yet. He still has one ore refinery collecting. I said plus 262. Wait. Is Yellow an allied player? No? So I'm not sure how he got the protocol increased income from the ore refinery to free trade. Orange not being overwhelmed. Yellow is getting overwhelmed, lost the MCV there, so Yellow's basically knocked the game. And still has some good amount of infrastructure on the field, a lot of refineries collecting income. Let's pick up that unit there. Got more forces being pulled out in the field. And we've got a pretty sizable navy here. A lot of hydrofoils. Final Squadron, Orange Fire Squadron trying to make their way over here somewhere. And does take out power plant there. Does not put on low power, however. Does off the Allied MCV there. And I've got the ore collector now engaging the refinery. Doesn't get any efficiency from that. And how did that die? Oh, Yellow completely got knocked out of the game. That's how he died. He didn't back out of the game to give all his money and infrastructure to his teammate. Now I got the hydrofoils. We're seeing trying to get some good damage there on these twin Striker BXs. We've got the Jet Tingos being hit by the Dolphins. It looks like Dolphins are having trouble engaging. It looks like all of Orange's army does go down right there. It's a lot of veteran forces going down. Right now, Sign only has 2 refineries at the moment. Orange still has a significant number of refineries on the field, though this one's not collecting, nor is this one. And this one just only has units and ore collector. You can perhaps get that ore collector task online. We've got some ore collectors here and there. This one is down. Orange's economy is actually not that great. This one's down. So he only has 2 refineries collecting at the moment. Not good. Sign has mostly a naval force. He doesn't have any ground forces. Assault destroyers can help fix that. Oops, I hit my microphone. And that refinery does go down. Motor Guard turret and signs to read expanding out over here. So it has 13,000 credits in that refinery. Boom bombs are now raining on it over here. As well as the final squadron. Looks like just a level 1 balloon bombs. Gains good damage there. And apparently those 2 protocols are enough to take out a refinery. Good to know. Aircraft carrier gains good damage there. And there goes that refinery. Dolphins now swing around. We've got a good number of hydrofoils has been pulled out of the field. Giants aircraft carriers pushing around. Right now, Elite. Orange trying to advance forward with these tank busters, as well as the ore collector there. Sells off both those refineries. This refinery has not been built. It is depleted, however. And it looks like this ore refinery is also depleted, so Orange's income's down to nothing. He does have this one here. This is the only thing that's really providing him income. Sign has a massive navy right here. Most composed of hydrofoils and dolphins. Couple riptides there. Now I got the cryo freeze down people on the field and able to freeze down both those, or at least one of those naval yards. Weapon jammers push way forward. Does get a kill there on one of the dolphins with the S-type torpedoes. And now all of these Naginata cruisers now fully jammed. Not taking out the naval yards just yet. We now have another final squadron being pulled on the field, maybe trying to hit some of these forces. Does roll a miss there. The rest of these forces will be taken out slowly. We got an expansion over here. There is a good amount of credits for Orange for him to collect, and it has expanded over here as well. I didn't see those two expansions earlier. Over here, we got the Naginata cruisers slowly being whittled down by these dolphins. Now, Orange will have some balloon bombs there. Sort of walked into some of them. Remember, you can retarget balloon bombs there. Against some great damage there on the Hydrofoils, trying to stop their whips from being JM. And one of the Naginata cruisers just go down. There's just too many Hydrofoils in this region. Aircraft carrier now fully heroic. And now going to bomb down some Naginata cruisers. Now they're all gone down. Nope, so just one. And that Naginata cruiser has gone down. Aircraft carrier trying to siege down this construction yard. Surgical strike even connects. And the two naval yards are going to be trying to make their way out somewhere else. MCV largely avoids that. EMP missiles does rain on in. Now we eat a full sortie. It probably won't take out the MCV. We got some Mirage tanks being applied on the field, which will easily engage these infantry forces. And now the MCV is still continuing their run. We're seeing some more damage there. Severely wounded. Of course, it'll take time for another sortie to come on out. God has another sortie here, and he will be hitting some of this other infrastructure now. Orange infrastructure is being cleaved on through. It has a good amount of economy at the moment. SCB here needs a instant dojo to be deployed out. Those who we can throw engineer into the MCV to get repaired on up. More naval yards. There's one over here. Where did the other one go? Sign has a good amount of forces here, including 6 not suspicious units. After all, every sun should be this big, right? It's good damage there on this infrastructure. Another refinery core. Science now advancing forward, has a good mixed force here. And now going gun down these infantry forces. Some of them will pick out some of these Mirage tanks there. Mirage tanks, of course, excellent versus infantry. Does take them out, does spot this first expansion. No longer it's expansion. Start hitting some other stuff. Surgical strike does connect there. And there was a tank was surprised there taking out, and that surgical strike does take out 4 out of 5 there. Another refinery there, starting cleaving through all of them. Giving some efficiency there to these multi-gunner IVs. And I've got the ore refinery now saving some damage as well. There is another ore refinery down here, and so a command hub from a prospector. These players' income. Looks like the allied player has a nice little reserve of income. Has also the Chrono Chasm.
Ready, sir.
His one has 10,000 credits. He is not spending that. He has MCV, in which you can quickly build off a lot of infrastructure. That's why he has so many naval yards upon field. They got 30 45 Naginata cruisers queued on up. He needed to go for a good number of generators. He should have instant dojo a long time ago in order to get the repairs onto that MCV. If he uses a weapon jammer there, does use a weapon jammer there. And we've got more Naginata cruisers being plotted field. Which, of course, he has access to another weapon jammer. He could use an S-type torpedo on this one here. Not sure what that was. More Orclexes are going on down. Got a good number of Naginata cruisers here. Not all of them are firing. Does take out another refinery or prospector. Right now it is completed, the node. Some blues infrastructure start going down. Got more power generators here. Very nice. And he started using a repair tool on the MCV. And Orange's land bases started getting cleaned on up. And this hydrofoil will go down. More balloon bombs right now in. And I don't know if we heard a final squadron, but probably we did see a final squadron. Or there's a final squadron now trying to finish off the refinery. This ore mine is fully depleted, so it's a minor loss for the Cyan player. Naginata cruisers advance forward, can spit damage there onto these power plants. Orange will destroy all the naval bases for Cyan. Cyan still has a land base here, but one of them does have tank buses nearby. Both these ore refineries are now depleted. Up north, we still got the Cyan naval force advancing around to gain its sweet time to go around the map. Got a Imperial docks here. Orange's bases here do have another nanotech mainframe core, and that may be the dock breakthrough being researched now. Cyan's not down to this space here. That's why he's trying to go for some Shogun battleship. These Naginata cruisers need to make their way up here. And Orange does have oil deck here, as was another refinery, so Orange has some income. This oil refinery is down to 2,750 credits. Not a lot of credits remaining. The aircraft carrier is still alive. And that's likely going to be the first Shogun battleship being deployed on the field. And this is the rest of Cyan's infrastructure. He does plan on some other structure on an airfield. Refinery does go down. Now Orange is only down to this refinery here. Again, now before field. Late response. The ore node sells 10,500 credits. And now we've got the Dolphin push way forward. Does get killed in the ore collector. Does not get killed in the level 3 Imperial docks. Naginata cruisers coming into respawn. And now the Dolphin does receive some torpedo hits. And there's the Chronal Chasm now being deployed on the field, trying to stall his opponent out. And now we've got a single Shogun battleship here. And now I've got final squadron being called on in. It's level 1 final squadron.
You're in good hands,
All
my
these
friend.
villages are on cooldown. The Empire still has point defense drone. May want to just build point defense drone up here. That's what these forces here. He should have enough Naginata cruisers to break through. It does take out the MCV there. Naginata cruisers starting to be engaged. I'm not sure what is he looking at. He's focused right there. He has 2 Shogun battleships in the region. And this area here, he's Naginata cruisers should be on an A move forward to clean up all this force. He has enough force to break through there. He's just not paying attention. And the ore refinery does go down. He can sell some infrastructure, try to get out another ore refinery. The ore derrick's still up and going, so he sells that. And he has some wall segments there he can pass sell off. There you go, Naginata cruisers are advancing forward. He has nearly 2,500 credits to get out ore refinery. We can sell off a power plant that should be able to get it. Airfields or aircraft carriers are going down. This Shogun battleship's trying to back on off. He did not have any sort of escort there. EMP missile does connect. His size now down to this. He did not kill this off. Sign has really nothing. I think Sign lost the game. He has to do a lot of damage with these 2 Riptides. And the Empire player does get his ore refinery, and it's going to receive some hits, but he has enough Naginata cruisers here to stop it. And all he needs to do is just get enough income to get on another Shogun battleship, and he wins. We got now Pink Buster Surprise point of view. He also has access to balloon bombs. You may not realize this last opponent's infrastructure decides to use it there, either way. And the balloon bombs will come on down and probably kill off the refinery. He's going straight for the refinery as well. Yeah, that's going to be game. And that is the end of the replay. There's an Android saying, "Thank you for watching and on the next replay." And before I get started with the next replay, I do need to use the restroom, so I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Let's see now. That was right here. And let's go ahead. Let's see. I know somebody sent me a lot of replays in. I'm trying to figure out which one's which. So I think it was this one. Yeah, that seems about right. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Route 3 replay. Spawn on the right side as the Blue Empire, we have Banzi. Spawn on the left side as the Red Allies, we have Alvin Trey. We do have these wall sims going up, not big surprise. Over here, do have a instant generator and some instant dojos. These instant dojos deploy faster than instant noodles. We do have the doggo advancing down the center, trying to play some fetch with the engineer. And when I say fetch, I mean fetch his... got crushed. Bye-bye, doggy. Do now have, let's say, a laser block javelin trying to destroy this civilian structure there. We do have the ore derrick being claimed up by the U.S. or allied engineer. Blah. And no, looks like the javelin troop, yep, he's going for the civilian structure now, decides to fire at point blank range. Got some javelin troops here, and this one may get crushed, will get crushed there. And honorable discharge does not take out these peacekeepers. They get them severely wounded, however. One elite, the other one is unvetted, of course. Now got bonsai charge there. He did not need to do the bonsai charge there. These guys are far too wounded. Guns down the elite one. And now this other peacekeeper will be gunned down as well. All these civilian structures have been cleaned on up. We do have a fast seaport out on the field, which is something I don't really see all too often. Now I've got the second refinery here. I think he's just trying to get out some Riptides here to gun down the infantry. That's why he's went for a fast seaport. If I remember correctly as well, oh, that Riptide's received quite a bit of damage there from the small arms fire. If I remember correctly as well, seaports are cheaper than war factories. Yes, 2,000 versus 1,000. You got a burst drone there, getting some good damage there. Sacrifice there. Another burst drone trying to do the same thing. Needs another Riptide. Does get on top. Does take out that Riptide now. He does save the oil derrick, but this Riptide moving around, I believe, is fully loaded with infantry. And now do have an airfield on field. He needs to get out a multi-gun turret, that's for sure. He does have a peacekeeper back here, so pulling out a multi-gun turret anywhere he so chooses, as long as the other peacekeeper. Does lose that one there. Javelin troop does go down as well. Actually, the peacekeeper did not go down. Imperial War is not being chased by the Allied MCV. Over here, do have these Force Pushment 4. Does go and finish off that one. Does take out the ore refinery there. There's some other infrastructure exposed. A lot of Imperial Warriors here, as well as some now tank busters. He needs to try to pursue them, crush them. Vindicator not on field. He needs to go for some bomb splits onto these Imperial Warriors. Not Imperial Warriors, tank busters. He should be fully loaded there, but probably busy microing over here. Empire MCV does get a crush there on one of the laser lock javelin and does set off a power plant there to slice up those javelin troops. And does overkill that tank buster there. Peacekeeper or they're trying to crush the infantry. Now the Allied MCV is going to be doing that. Let's use a sacrificial charge there. What exactly it's called again? Nah, getting put on the time. But he does have the airfield here for repairs, so this prospector will be healed up given enough time. And focus on those tank busters. Let's get some good damage there. Does lose the ore refinery there to the tank busters. Does take out that dojo now. MCV now seems on fire. He can perhaps skirt around the airfield to get some repairs, or is just going to get out to sea. The power plants are safely out at sea. I think out of range of tank busters. And now you got Jet Tengus now being fought on the field. And the Apollo does take out one of those Jet Tengus. Does take out both of them. And the Carcass will not take out the Apollo, who was still in the air. Ricochet is still alive, but barely. Now these Vindicators are going to take time to bomb down these units. He needs to pull out another wall segment there as soon as he can. The airfield's almost gone down. He's hit that tank buster. Let's finish off the tank buster there. Good bomb splits there, but he still needs a wall segment. The Vindicators need to get off the deck. I think it's about ready to lose the airfield. Does Vindicator stay on the deck? It does escape in time. I know in Kane's Wrath, if you... Oh, and the Allied player surrenders. He really should have put a wall segment there to patch up that gap. But I know that when it comes to Kane's Wrath, if your guys taking off are still in landed state, so they can still be destroyed while taking off. This is Anagrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. See, that was this one here. And, oh yeah, and let's go to cast a replay for the person who also sent me replays. I believe that's just one of them. No. Maybe? Here we go. There's at least, here's one of them. Greetings everyone, Anagrade here for another Relic 3 replay. So on the right side as the Red Allies, we have Prince. On the left side as the Orange Empire, we have Musubi. Or Mushubi. I have no idea how to properly pronounce it. Dojo Core is now pushed way forward, trying to set up, perhaps trying to claim some oil derricks. Over here, we do have a power plant. And also, we do have fast airfield being employed on out. You can see by the wall segments going out like this. The Dojo is trying to capture up some of these oil derricks. There's the fast airfield. Will we see a Vindicator in time to intercept the Engineer? The Engineer does take a bit of time to be deployed out as well. First drone now being deployed on the field. If you go ahead and perhaps get on top of one of these Vindicators, slow them down, would be very useful. Prospector, or not a Prospector, or finding out deployed on the field. And we'll go and bomb down that Dojo Core. Does get the oil derrick. The other Dojo Core could advance forward next to oil derrick, try to capture it up. First drone flying about around. It does get on top of the ore collector now. This Dojo does go down. And it looks like it will go straight for the power plant. Does take out the power plant right there. I know these Vindicators are flying on back. Let's get inside this garrison here. Apollo flying about as well. And now I do have, looks like it went to low power there, trying to put on more power plants. And now I do have these Apollos pushing way forward, trying to get another good bomb run there. Sells up the power plant in time to get a bit of a cash refund. And to plant more power plants now. We'll see. You may just want to go for another one again. And we do have that first drone being killed off by the motor gun turret there. Let's look at the oil derrick there. Very nice. And the Dojo Core is not really something he really needs at the moment. He can't supply any anti-aircraft assets at the moment. He's fighting against fast airfield and only airfield at the moment. Takes out the Dojo Core there, which actually is good for, say, for the Empire player there, because you probably want those power plants to stay up. Goes for another instant Dojo. He needs a Mecha Bay. He does have a Mecha Bay that supplies Striker VXs. Yep, first Striker VX now pulled on the field. He also needs to go straight for point defense drones next. Another Dojo Core being pulled out over the field. Looks like the Apollo does go down to the Defender Core and Striker VX. Dojo Core is facing forward. He's likely going for another Apollo now. He does take out the Defender Core there. Vindicators are pushing way back. And he's hitting wall segments for some odd reason. He's trying to gun down some of these forces. There's Apollo on the field now. And doesn't transform in time there. And he will lose that one. And Vindicator will be bombing this one now. Overall poor control there of those Striker VXs. But now we got the Imperial Warrior getting some good damage down the air base. Go to redeploy that wall segment there. And do now have a second airfield plot on the field. Does have the naval expansion as well. He does get the wall segment rebuilt. 2 Striker VXs, 3 Striker VXs now on the field. And he has something queued up right here. It could be armor facility. It's a boot camp. And the garrison will be cleaned on up, so no more vision spawning in this region. And now the Empire player is eyeing for expansion. Another instant Dojo Core being pulled on out. And there's 4 Apollos there. He does spot those 4 Apollos. These Strikers need to just stay on the ground. Does get a good volley there on that Vindicator. Does not take him out. Got 4 Apollos, 3 Vindicators, and now some Peacekeepers from being put on the field. Visual Core making some crushes there. Let's get 1 crush, 2 crushes, 3, 4, and 5. Now does Wild Instant Dojo the core and does go with Gate Bomb one more time. Now we got a refining core there. He mainly got some Mecha Tengus for infantry support for the Striker VXs, and he just mainly keep us on the ground. Blows out a line of walls there. He's going a bit more defensive. That's Refinery and Ore Collector is a little bit exposed so far. Cryo shot now being pulled out of the field, trying to freeze down that Ore Collector. Doesn't it goes down, and it goes to throw a lot of bombs under the Ore Refinery as well. It throws the rest of his bombs over there. Good eye for another expansion here. There's a bunch of Imperial warriors in this garrison. You can clear out the Peacekeepers or laser lock it down. Or just straight up attack it. And then it gets annihilated by the splash damage, Striker VXs pushing way forward once again. Got a good number of infantry forces here. He needs more Imperial warriors. It's a good combination right now is just probably Imperial Warrior, Striker VX. And a couple of Mega Tengus wouldn't hurt. Does take up the oil derrick now. The Venator over here has been sold off as well. He does have extra power plants, which will be handy. His forces are moving around. Over here, got some Cryocopters here, which will receive some Jet Tengu fire. It does take out one of the Cryocopters. Very nice. Dark VX is on the ground over this region. Apollo's not. Oh, there's the Apollos. Transforms in time. Finds 1 missile there. Sells off some of these wall segments. Rewards evasive for it, but there's still a superior number of Peacekeepers in this region. Multi-gun turret has been pulled on the field, does get a load up of shotgun as well, and he decides to bonsai charge away. He's gonna go and need these wall segments rebuilt. Sells off that one, and now it's going to rebuild the others? No. Takes out that instant dojo, now trying to gun down some of these forces. I hear a cryo blast right there. Does miss the prospect or ore collector, and Jet Tengu's push way forward, gets great damage there. Good transform next to the airfield, and these guys will go and all will discharge Nexus forces, gains some good splash damage there. None of the Vindicators received quite a bit of damage there, but I don't think it lost any aircraft there, which actually is a big problem. So we just lost all those Jet Tengus for really nothing. He probably should have pursued them and then transformed, because Vindicators were on the ground. He can't receive any big retaliation damage. And a Longbow discharge would have done some great damage there. Armor facility has been pulled on the field. We do have only heightened security clearance. Observation post has been claimed by the allied player. Now I got these Vindicators advancing on forward. Gets a good bomb run there onto the ore refinery. And over here, we've got now the Apollo's getting shot on up. A nice point defense drone right there. Now got a guarding tank here, shining its laser pointer. We'll be breaking these wall sections down with the javelin troops. And the Vindicators do see some bombing runs there. It does fall back out of that region. He probably just needs more Imperial Wars money, but it looks like he's low in economy. He does have a naval expansion as well. The primary bases still have half their ore remaining. And now it's starting to redeploy some of these wall segments, but not all of them. He actually doesn't have enough economy. Vindicators to push way forward. Does trying to rebuild that refinery there. Jet Tengu's fighting engagement does hit the heroic one. Does got one there. Apollo's getting some good hits there. And one of the Jet Tengus do go down. Striker VX is firing some good volley there. Takes out one of the Apollos as well. We got that increased technology protocol. I'm not so sure what exactly it's called. Here, let's just find out.
Guardian tank awaiting deployment.
I always forget the exact name of it. The high technology upgrade. Right now it's on advance on forward.
Deployment.
And here more Guardian tanks being deployed. Empire MCV's now advancing forward. Got the Orcans trying to advance forward as well. Empire MCV's now severely damaged, and he got sort of just stuck right there. Ore Collector does get destroyed as well. Got a handful of sniper tanks here. Jet Tank is trying to engage these crowdcopters. Does scout one of them that was already pretty low health there. Looks like the sniper tanks get some great crushes there. A lot of the Imperial Warriors have gone down as well. Striker VX is pushing right forward. Single Apollo in the sky. Got Striker VX on the ground. Takes out the Apollo there. Guardian tanks being pursued. No, we got two multi-gunner IVs and one multi-gunner turret here for anti-aircraft purposes. And the Striker VX does go down there. And now we got the observation post under siege. So now it takes quickly and frozen down there by these crowdcopters. Now the multi-gunner IV is going to try to pick them off. Does find the Imperial Warrior there. Needs it, perhaps frozen. And he's in a general A move forward. These guys make it unfrozen. Does finish out one there. Does get shattered. And the Striker VXs do go down. The Striker VX is currently shrunk it down, trying to get any damage onto those Apollos. And there we go, that is the end of the replay. This Anacard saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's see now. That's fine. A different replay. Oh, got a Magmageddon here. Sunday 3v3 fun. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Round 3 replay. Spawn on the left side as the Yellow Allies, we have Indy. Spawn on the bottom left side as the Orange Soviets, we have Chris. Spawning at the top left side as the Red Allies, we have H2O God of War. On the right side as the Cyan Empire, we have Berate, who chose random. Spawn on the right side as the Red or Blue Soviets, we have Damon, who usually selects yellow. And spawn as the Magenta Empire. As Random Empire, we have Ismail. Got some dogs advancing forward. Do got some dogs here. And doggy there. Will it be a dog-eat-dog world? Got a bear here. May find this yellow dog as well. And who's going to get the roar off? The dog gets the bark off. And eats a bear. So it's a dog-eat-bear world. Red has a pair of dogs down here, but and remember, Yellow's his ally. Does get a... Oh, finds the Soviet engineer there. Nice little pick. Bear does get barked on and mutual kills there, just not together. So Empire engineer does get the kill, capture there. Mutual trade there on the bear. Got another Imperial warrior advancing on forward. Over here got Blue Bear moving down south, as well as some of these peacekeepers. And now got this Dojo Corps advancing forward as well. First drone does see some flak fire. A handful of javelin troops here. With an engineer, Riptide likely coming out from this seaport. And looks like the Cyan players eyeing to pull out engineer to capture up this oil derrick. Just take out that bear there, and is trying to get it captured up. Terror drone does get snared by the Terror drone, allowing his teammate to capture up the oil derrick. And now got the Terror drone trying to snaring the Terror drone there, preventing the Terror drone to run away. And I got some shotgun blasts there. Yellow bear or orange bear coming to support Yellow's forces. But now Imperial warriors here, getting some good splash damage on those Imperial warriors. And now the bear is heading past from the peacekeeper, but he's too distracted by shooting an oil derrick. Bear does get gunned down there, and now the Imperial warriors will gun down the peacekeeper. Over here, Conscript does clean up the Terror drone. And now got a red deploying out with a lot of peacekeepers pushing his way down over to the right. Hammer tank and Conscript destroying some of these wall segments. Got these peacekeepers and Riptides advancing on forward. And does gun down one of those Terror drones now. Terror drones do good, getting some good micro there. And does not destroy the Terror drone just yet. Conscript does throw the Molotovs there, but does go down. Hammer tank trying to deal with these forces. The more Riptides, the harder it is for the Terror drone to micro. And one Riptide will escape out to sea. Blue's MCV is trying to push away down south to support Cyan's base. Now Cyan's MCV is packing up as well. And we got a good number of javelin troops here. Does get these Riptides snared and will both be crushed by the MCV. Now I've got the Terror drone snaring the Terror drone. Both the Terror drones have gone down. Nice little cash bounty there by Orange. Now I've got Blue's sickle here. Needs to fleet jump and does not fleet jump. Magenta is now eyeing for forward expansion. Does have a something field up there. Looks like a multi-gun turret there. Pulls it out now. And that sickle does go down. I believe it did do a fleet jump to dodge. This sickle does get some good damage there. Does take out one javelin troop in time. And the Terror drone does come out and bites two of those infantry units. And now I got a Sun Transport here, overrunning that multi-gun turret there. And does go and gun down the flak trooper there, trying to blow out some more walls there. Decides to up armor as well. Takes the wall segment there. And now trying to does close a gap there. That is a sentry gun. And it looks like this Orcopter will go down there. Orange Despairs facing forward. Does get inside the Southern Transport and will be backing on off. Up north, we've got these peacekeepers advancing on forward, and the constructor are seeing some fire there. Riptide does go down there, got a good number. Oh, may see a bark here. Does not get a bark there. Magenda's peacekeepers now shooting up, trying to stall out. Orcopter trying to charge forward, trying to get some crushes on there. Good intercept there. Get some good crushes there. But the MCV and the Orcopter are two, and not one. But the Orcopter will go down there. Gets another kill, crush there. Over here, Yell's main forward with some javelin troops with their kidney wall segments there. Does take out both those Riptides once again. And good bomb splits there. And the last two bombs go into another Pure Warrior. Great bomb splits. Magenda's peacekeepers getting some great splash damage there. Now getting crushed. And now Magenda's does take out a javelin troop there before being crushed by the Guardian tank. Guardian tank eyeing for more crushes. Or maybe not. Red's now being supported with some more peacekeepers and Guardian tanks, and now some javelin troops. Blue's advancing forward with these bullfrogs, as well as bears, as well as Mechatengus. Clock Tower and Tesla Coral being pulled out by Blue, very nice. Cyan's MCV could push forward as well. There's a good hits there on that multi-gunner turret there, does sell off there for a bit of refund. Red's force here does get barked on. Prospector here has been rebuilt and received quite a bit of damage there. And that is Desolate Airstrike trying to disintegrate this Prospector. I think one of the infantry units may have got melted there. Magenta's just sort of having trouble maintaining a good front line. He's unable to just keep these Riptides alive due to all the Vindicator bombing runs. And now got this Guardian Tank picking off some of these Riptides once again. Down south looks like Orange is trying to turret push or sentry gun push. Got these Apollos flying about, trying to freeze down some Magenta's force. Magenta needs a hand. Just having trouble dealing with all of the Vindicators. And he's lost so many infantry units and so many Guardian tanks there. Purple may get knocked out of the game. Does shrink down one of the hammer tanks there. There's a Flak Tower and a Tesla Coil here. Does get shrunken once again. And right now the Leech Beam's not being activated. We got a Crowd Blast right there. Okay, some freezes there, very, very nice. And now almost all that infantry forces went down there. Got a bit of harassment there on Orange Refinery line. Magenta is still alive for now. MCV got a naval yard here. There's Magenta's MCV trying to be repaired on up, using his teammates to repair base defenses for defense. It does take out that multi-gun turret there. Cyan and Blue now advancing towards the center. We'll find a whole bunch of bears spectating them. He does get some good shrinks there, including on his own MCV. We got some Cryocops here, and now got the Bullfrogs rolling on forward. Looks like they're hitting all the air forces, not really focusing anything individual at the moment. And we got a good number of hammer tanks now, releasing down hammer tanks. Cyan has some tank busters here. It's going to be very, very important to deal with these hammer tanks. He's one of them out there. Blue has some bears in the region, and now the Mechatengus landed on the ground. Magenta losing a lot of stuff here once again. Were those Athenas? No, those were Guardian tanks. It looks like maybe Red lost a whole bunch of stuff to a Cryo Blast. Point defense drone deployed onto Cyan and Blue's force there, so got some hammer tanks with some rare point defense drones above them. Clock Tower being pulled on field, trying to provide some more anti-aircraft coverage. Now I got the Terror drone snaring the Terror drone, which is snaring a shrunken hammer tank with a point defense drone, which is the point defense drone remained tiny there.
A tough guy, huh?
Now I got the hammer tank getting leached down. And this MCV is backing on up, crushing a lot of these Javelin troops there. Magenta is still in the game, has both Prospectors still there. He doesn't have a power plant, but he still has good income. It has another power refinery there, so Magenta is battered and bruised, but not out of the game, and can still easily get back in the game. Got a Desolate Airstrike there. Blue's backing off the region. Cyan has expanded forwardly as well, and the Soviet and Blue's expanded forwardly as well. We got a single Tsunami tank there. Heroic trying to gun down some of these Prospectors. Red's now advancing forward once again, trying to finish the job. And starting to focus down some of these corner wall segments. Does do a good job of focusing on those Javelin troops there. Did not finish off this one. And the bear gets frozen as well. Blue's now facing forward. Bullfrogs got shrunken, which makes it really easy to engage the air forces there. Shrunken Bullfrogs are basically neutered, but there are some friendly Jet-Tengus in the air. Some of these hammer tanks are starting to be dual wielding. Both of Magenta's bases have been destroyed. He does put a command hubs there, which is actually quite nice in order to prevent your opponent from expanding out there. He's got the command up. Good satellites there. Gained some good hits there onto Orange's barracks. And now Blue's going to smash his way forward. Has a good number of bullfrogs here for escort. Taking out some of these individual hammer tanks there. Good number of some of the hammer tanks are dual wielding, as I mentioned beforehand. Actually, just the one right there. But now it does have Emperor's Rage there, increasing rate of fire there. Does lose a couple of these jet tankers to the MiGs, but the bullfrogs do take out the MiGs. Orange's base not being cleaved through. Magenta still has a seaport here. We can pull out some hydrofoils as well as more riptides. It looks like he does go ahead and get leached a little bit there with that Paradrone. Though the damage output seems really, really low. Like, is that hammer tank not even sustaining any damage? Seriously, look at that. Yeah, he's not sustaining any damage. What the hell? Is that one of his own Terror drones inside? Look at the health bar. It is not changing. There's some sort of weird interaction there. Do not have the crowdcopters being pushed on in. There's a good number of defensive bullfrogs here. Got these forces charge on forward. Trying to crush some of these infantry forces and immediately gets shrunken down. And some of these hammer tanks will get frozen as well. Right, so it's a significant amount of infantry here, but looks like he will get all cleaned up, but Blue doesn't have a whole lot left. Actually, no, a lot of the hammer tanks are just shrunken down. Prospector
Oh, that ain't cool, man.
is still alive there. Hydrofoils getting some great weapon jamming there. It does get some of them still bombed there because they can only have to jam so many weapons. Orange has expansion over here. He may be eyeing for something heavy out in sea. Probably just some Akula subs. Blue has, and Cyan has a decent force still in the center, and now the blue MCV is now advancing over to the left. Red, oh wait, this is, wait, what? Yellow has infrastructure here and here? Oh, of course this is his base, but he has infrastructure up here as well. Okay, that's a little bit confusing. Got Crowd getting right there, getting a good amount of freezing done, as well as Desolate Airstrike. Desolate Airstrike apparently does damage wall segments? I didn't realize what Desolate Airstrike does for damage wall segments. Oh, does it only damage frozen wall segments? Wait, so you get hit by both. Yeah, when you became unfrozen, they don't get damaged. So frozen wall segments get damaged by Desolate Airstrike? I've never heard about that combo before. There's a lot of weird things happening in this game. Terror drones not doing damage. Desolate, weird interaction between frozen and desolated units or structures. Bears receive some damage there. But these forces start making their way up north. Got some frozen tanks here. And some of these shrunken tanks are starting to see some hits there. And Red's infrastructure starting to go down. There was a Prism Mirage tank there. And there is a fully heroic Prism cannon here. Good ball hits there by the aircraft carrier. Who's now making his way down south. Red space has been cleaved through. Yellow space has been cleaved through. Orange space has been cleaved through. Which Genta's starting to rebuild in this game. Very nice. And over here, do have, looks like some frozen units. I do now have a Tesla core being pulled out over here. We'll receive some fire and probably a good idea to cancel it. And it's supposed to advance it forward, try to get some damage onto these Orifires. Science has lost a bit of his infrastructure there and decides to not engage the cool sub. Science now advancing, or Yellow's not advancing forward on Magenta's base. Looks like the Soviet player signed to deploy out a Flak Tower and a Tesla coil. Having trouble hitting these Peacekeepers with the Black Hole armor nearby. Does cancel the Black Hole armor time. Needs to get that towards a repair yard in order to get it repaired on up. Crowdcopters now receiving fire from these bullfrogs and likely should go down. I don't think the bullfrogs can crush a shrunken assault destroyer. War Refinery does go down right there. Red's now advanced forward of a tier 3 army, and Lawless base defenses are going down. Does have a flak tower there, gains good damage to the Heroic one, and does not get shot down there. The Heroicness does save him. Frozen prism cannons cannot one-shot or shatter frozen structures and units, but still just do good damage. Aircraft carrier getting jammed. There's a Dolphin there, which can't be jammed. Riptide does go down there. And now you got the MCV receiving quite a bit of damage right there. And these Bullfrogs getting hit as well. Red's just cleaving through Blue's base at the moment. Only has a Twin Blade here for defense. Magenta's MCV is backing out of this region, relocating once again, but still has the refineries up and going in. Blue has some defenses over there to support him. There's a bit of defenses everywhere. Green's now, or Blue's now engaging. There's still fully heroic prism cannon right there. Finish off some of these forces as well. Got two shrunken hammer tanks there, and the heroic prism cannon does get shrunken down. And now it's freezing down the prism cannon one. The other ones I've just covered, that's moving a gun one. There's a machine gun one here as well. These hammer tanks are just backing on off. So that's the prism cannon. Unleashed down in the sky. The shrunken one that's shrunken is the prism cannon one. See more shrinks there. More hammer tanks advancing on forward. Let's get Cash Bounty over there, trying to deal with this super reactor. He may actually blow up some prism tanks there, giving a massive Cash Bounty to Blue. And does pick up himself another prism cannon there, I believe. Nope, picks himself a machine gun. Trying to release down another prism cannon there. And I think he just got another prism cannon. It's hard to tell sometimes. Let's shoot down both those crowd cockpits there. We got crowd getting right there. And Blue needs to start selling off this infrastructure. Yep, and it looks like all this will going down. Blue has not slowed off. And Magenta's Riptide does go down there. Orange has a pretty sizable navy here. Bullfrog, Twin Blade, and Stingray. A weird navy, honestly. Here takes an advance forward. It's going to now eventually see on these forces. Looks at the command hub there, get another heroic hammer tank. And level 2 satellites do crash on the ground now. EMP missile does connect on these hammer tanks there. That could be a massive problem. Now got the crowd getting me plugged field as well. That is a spy. He tried to get those units right there. And now it's just going to destroy off those units there with his Peacekeeper. It was actually a great idea to go for a spy right there. That could have got him some really valuable units. Is there toxic corrosion on this Mirage tank? No, it's not. Magenta's base here has been cleaved through. Magenta still has an airfield here. Has something queued up on the primary queue. Now this Assault Destroyer is going to be taking on this Prospector over here. We do have, let's say, Stingray taking out another Prospector. Or Ore Collector. Mirage takes now advancing on forward. Gets some good damage all across the line. Orange's ground armies, or naval, air. Orange's army is advancing from the sea. It's fully amphibious. After all, it Twinblades don't care if they're above air or ground. Science base has been cleaved through. We've got a Psionic Decimator deployed by Cyan. He needs to pull out some more instant generators. Instant generators have been deployed on the field. Maybe go for a couple extras just in case. Bullfrogs and Sharker VX is now advancing down south. Magenta doesn't have a whole lot left. There's Magenta's MCV eyeing to pull out expansion, but yeah, Magenta may be knocked out of the game soon. The crowd of missiles there. Magenta just needs to perhaps advance towards Orange's old base. There's at least 9,500 credits right there. It's a good flak fire there, taking out another Twin Blade. Oh, here got an aircraft carrier. Receiving some torpedoes. It's fully heroic. Ultra torpedoes do connect. It takes out that ore collector. That's what I'm looking for. Takes out all of those Mirage tanks there. You got the hammer tank moving around. Does get picked off by the infantry forces. And Magenta does lose his MCV. He still has an airfield and a power plant. And oh, Magenta. Wait, the Soviet player back in the game giving all the infrastructure to Magenta. That means this ally. Now all this belongs to Cyan. All this belongs to nobody. This Android saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. That is that one. We probably have enough time for one more replay for tonight. Let's see. Airvo? Okay, it says FFA. Let's not do that at the moment. I'll move from FFA. Let's do this one. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Row 3 replay. Spawn on the top right side as red allies. We have that name. Spawn on the left side as the orange allies. We are Mori. Also do have a boot camp being pulled out over here, trying to go for some engineers. I'm assuming first some dogs. Over here, red is now pulling out some dogs as well. And now do have some more wall segments going on up. Doggos are advancing on forward, one straight down the center, and this one eyeing for the oil derrick. Do not have an engineer, he has tools to schematics, and he will sacrifice himself to the oil gods. After all, he is lost in the process. We got dog, will be a dog gate to dog world, or will the ATF come in and stop that natural life cycle? Orange's dog over here has moved away, so this engineer is a bit exposed. We have more peacekeepers being poured out on the flank. Red is eyeing the same flank now, and orange has claimed this oil derrick, and red has claimed this oil derrick as well. Both of those engineers were relatively exposed, so could have potentially been an engineer snipe by either player, but it did not happen. You now have 3 peacekeepers here versus 4 peacekeepers. Make that 5 peacekeepers versus 4 peacekeepers. The 5th one is, and looks like it's going to be 5, 6, 7 peacekeepers versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So red will have more peacekeepers deployed on the field. But also it sort of depends on how the splash damage works, and this red peacekeeper does push forward a little bit. Orange now trying to eye an engagement over here. There's also a javelin troop here trying to push forward and laser lock down this oil derrick. We got a couple peacekeepers here, but got a dog peacekeeper and javelin troop. Javelin troop eyeing to laser lock the oil derrick now. The dog needs to start pushing forward and start getting ready for bark. Does pull back the javelin troop in time. These peacekeepers advance forward. There's currently 8th there versus 10. Got another expansion here, but this time red is going for a naval expansion, while this one is the land expansion. Dog does get shot up there. Now these peacekeepers are eyeing to engage red's peacekeepers, and orange should be able to take out this oil derrick no problem. Red's now advancing forward. Orange is falling back. There's of course only 8 versus 11 or 12 peacekeepers there. Let's got red's dog there. We've got more reinforcing peacekeepers. And now there's the laser lock. Oil derrick will go ahead and go on down. Red's advancing on forward. Orange is falling back. The oil derrick is destroyed. He doesn't have to be aggressive on that side anymore. He does have to be assertive on this side in order to protect this oil derrick. This big standoff on both sides. We do now have an airfield point field. We've got a multi-gun turret queued on up over here. We do have an airfield as well. Vindicator on there. I believe that was the extra bomb. And there's 3 bombs there. Good bomb splits. Does take out 1 peacekeeper and does get another 1 damage. And we got a bombing run coming on in over here. There could be some good splash damage. It does do good bomb splits there, but it does split across 3 units, getting them all wounded. Another Vindicator is pushing way forward. Motorgun turns to one field. Does get 1 picked off and more bombs on in. And does take out this oil derrick now. Mass somersault there. Good bombs there. Indicators pushing way over here, trying to bomb these regions. Does get a good bombing run on the Prospector. Does take 5 Vindicators to bomb it and destroy it, but does get some great damage to the ore refinery. And the Navy Yard will get it repaired, the Prospector repaired on up. Power plant does get bombed once again. Vindicators pushes away forward. And and there is that little tech there, the Assault Destroyer, destroying all those bombs in mid-air, and I think it did almost no damage to anything. Got these javelin troops or peacekeepers pushing forward. Good number of them are actually quite wounded. One of Orange's javelin troops do go down. Does freeze down that peacekeeper there. Overkills of 3 bombs. Now I've got the Assault Destroyer advancing forward as well. And as his Orange's Air Forces, he does have 2 Vindicators, 1 Apollo, and a Cryocopter. Make that 3 Vindicators now. And let's see, we got some composition over here as well. Looks like Red is low in power. Needs to get that rectified. Do not have these Vindicators pushing forward. No, we do not see them push on forward. Let's get some damage there. Javelin troops don't get a shot off there. Oh, we got a spare Prospector there. It was designed for the expansion, but Orange as a peacekeeper is in the region. You may want to send an air escort over there. Orange now advancing forward with black hole armor enabled. Apollo's the final shot there on some of those Vindicators. The Orange Vindicators could try bombing down the multi-gun turret to clean it up. Do we see any turrets queued on up? We do not see a turret queued on up. And this, well, he does have the black hole armor, so it doesn't worry about any cryogeddon or cryo blast or shot freezing his entire infantry force there. And now I've got 2 peacekeepers here trying to shoot down this command hub. He's going to need to get a multi-gunner turret to protect it. And he's going to send over 3 peacekeepers to deal with those 2 peacekeepers. Command hubs received quite a bit of abuse. He could fast set up, move one of those peacekeepers right on top of the expansion spot there. And I don't think he is at the moment. Vindicators do see some damage there. Red's peacekeepers were just generally moving forward. Does finish off 1 and does save the command hub. Barely though. And there's Athena cannon there. It does shrink down the Athena cannons. Javelin troop binds a single rocket there, or missile. Now these Apollos advancing on forward, trying to engage these Vindicators. And both of those Athenas do go down to the Vindicators because he was outside the black hole range. You now got Athena cannon now put out by red, and there's also still one now put out by orange. The Athena cannons may shoot each other, and you go. Does get a good hit there. Does see the shield generator, shrinks it down as well. It does shrink down both those units. The infantry could advance on forward. This also would be a good time for a cryo blast for either side. You've got shields put out by some of these peacekeepers. Orange now skirting around. We do have, looks like a Athena cannons getting some good hits there. Over here, do have now the hydrofoil line to jam the aircraft carrier. Very nice. That will prevent him from doing anything, though he will need to follow it because he's about to get out of range. There we go. Now it's following. And Athena cannons get shrunk down once again and will be picked on off by red again. So overall, red's doing a good job picking off those Athena cannons. Does get some good damage there on that shrunken aircraft carrier. There's the other hydrofoil. Orange has an expansion over here as well. It has a little over 1,000 credits grabbed. There's no expansion over here. He lost the command hub, didn't he? Trying to shrink down, freeze down the other aircraft carrier, getting some hits there. Those lose that aircraft carrier to the multi-gunner turret. Paul's not pushed way forward and does get shrunk down there, receives some damage, and does receive some good bomb run there. Ooh! Oh, God. That's a lot of damage from both sides, wasn't it? Does shadow a lot of those forces, but these guys were grounded up quite a bit. Orange lost the majority of his infantry. So right now, red does not have any assault destroyer right there. That's a lot of Athena cannons. Both the aircraft carriers have gone down. Peacekeeper does spot all this. Now it's going to be barraging down this ore refinery. It'll go down quite quickly with the amount of Athena cannons on the field. Orange is now getting focused down there, gets a shield up there. And orange does save this one, does throw another shield up there. And red does save that one, another shield up going on. And orange does save it again. Apollo's going down, does lose that one Athena cannon, that wounded one now. I think all the shield generators are now offline, and that one will get picked on off as well. There's also a spy in the middle of that, but I think the spy got put down to the Athena cannon. Red has 3 Athena cannons right now. Orange has 4. Make that 5. And now we got this cryocopter doing quite a bit of damage here and does fall back. Brings down the prospector there. We got a fresh ore refinery there, and it has not been properly retasked, but it does, of course, was in its vision range and was able to get it fixed. Aircraft carrier now sieging down this ore refinery. Very nice. And this prospector is setting on up there as well. We've got these Apollos pushing forward, trying to gun down some of these sortie aircraft. Vindicator coming in as well for a bombing run. And there you go, quickly goes down there. The Apollos were not there to engage those Vindicators. Down south, we got a similar engagement here as well. It's really been pretty close to a mirror matchup and mirror movement. Command hub will be deployed on the field. Do we have a turret? Turret's on the build queue, though he looks like a little bit low in credits. And the command hub will see quite a bit of damage there. The multi-gun turret should be online relatively soon. It is available. He could pass through that down. Indicator coming on down. And looks like it will knock the boy right there. Oh, both players have gone for a chronosphere nearly at the same time as well. Jeez. Orange will have his chronosphere first. We have this assault here. This is incredibly dangerous with a number of Athena cannons here. I'm not sure for which side though. It does shrink down one of the Athena cannons. This one will get shrunken or frozen and receive quite a bit of damage there. Does get saved.
Systems are damaged.
Now got a crowd shot right there. And the shields start to go on down, so some of these infantry forces will get frozen. Now got a Tanya out of the field. Interesting. Tanya will receive some artillery fire. She does teleport a chrono belt away, back to the full health as well. You have a Tanya over. Wait, both players going for Tanya as well? This is really a mirror matchup, isn't it? Let's get a good hit there. Crowdcopter receive some shots. Both Tanyas are at full health. Crowdcopter's getting repaired on up. Orange has a multi-gunner turret over here, and it has a basic piece, a very wounded peacekeeper. Orange actually has multi-gunner turrets a little bit everywhere, as well as power generators at the in the sea. Does a navy yard here. It's at tier 3. Wait, does that multi-gunner IFE? Does Tanya gets 2 structures killed, including the MC? It does get frozen down there, and it does get shattered by the peacekeeper. There's a lot of infrastructure down. The defense bureau is still up and going. Seaport now eyeing for another MCV. Both players' chronospheres about online. These guys need to spread up because those Athena cannons are going to be dead in a moment. In less than an instant. Peacekeepers pushing way forward. That's definitely meant for reconnaissance. And one does escape on there. And chronosphere. No? There's a prospector here, not be on the line. The prospector needs to get back on that refinery line. Chronosphere got reactivated there. Red doesn't get activated. Oh, and there goes blue, oranges. Orange still has a handful of Athena cannons. It looks like red still has 3 as well. Got another Tanya here. Orange's Tanya is, I believe, dead. And this aircraft carrier will soon be dead as well.
We could use some help here, sir.
Motorgun IP does get frozen there and will be gunned down. Much needed repairs over here. I think orange. I can't tell who's winning. Red does lose his refinery here. Orange still has this. Just got that one rebuilt. Refinery over here. 7,000 credits remaining. 5,000 credits remaining. This one's being rebuilt. It still has 7,000 credits. Over here, still got 8,000 credits. 5,000 credits. 5,000 credits. Now got a Mirage tank now pushing way forward. We'll see some fire from the Athena cannons. Does get some shrinks there, and now these crowdcopters are falling back. Does get some good damage onto those forces. Red's Tanya will go ahead and destroy the observation post there. By the way, Orange has claimed both observation posts there, giving some great reconnaissance vision. Prowl getting now point there, does spoil the Athena cannon there. Maybe I'll see the Athena cannon there? Out of sync? Is that gonna be the end of the replay? And that's the end of the replay. Oh, maybe not. Let's go back. That's a horrible way to end the replay. I want to deal with the rest of that one. Let's see, it was this one here. Sorry about that. That was nothing I... Wait right here. It's gonna take a bit of time, isn't it? Oh boy. It's not gonna be that fast, is it? That was a sizable length to replay either way.
We could use some help here, sir. Can anybody hear us? Systems are damaged. This call will not be recorded.
That was some great shatters there, that's for sure. Good kills on both sides. Chronospheres have not been put on the field, so we still got a bit more time. Remember, both players have used a Chronosphere once.
Falling back for repairs.
And there's the first round of Chronospheres relatively soon. Getting pretty close.
Yes, sir.
And this is where it was. Oh. It's probably where the point where it got the sync air, isn't it? Give it a moment. And yep, so the replay is no good. That was my last replay for tonight. Sorry about that, everyone. That's a horrible way to end off the day. So everyone, thank you for watching. Get some good rest and enjoy.